It's time to get ready for our final lesson in Topic 11 and in geometry this year. Please open your note packet to the page that starts with 11.3 pyramids. You're going to definitely want a calculator. Once you get to this page, let's scroll to the bottom where it talks about spheres. We're going to end Topic 11 talking about spheres. We're going to first look at surface area and volume, but then we're going to transition into composition. And what that means is we'll take a look at multiple shapes and kind of incorporate either surface area or volume, most likely volume, for those grouped figures. But let's start off with spheres. If you think of a basketball or a soccer ball, softball, maybe even a baseball, all we need to know is the length of the radius for that sphere. Using just the radius, we can find the surface area and volume. Your surface area formula is 4 pi r squared. Pretty easy. Volume's a little trickier. It does have a fraction. It's 4 divided by 3. So there's that 3 in the denominator again, kind of like we had with pyramids and cones. But then times pi and times radius cubed. Another way to write this, and this is how I'm going to write it in the notes, is 4 pi r cubed and then just divide everything by 3. Now, just like prisms and cylinders and pyramids and cones, surface area will be labeled in units squared and volume will be in units cubed. All right, now go to the last page of examples that are related to spheres and composition. You'll notice we're only doing one sphere example because the formula is just totally related to the radius. We don't have to worry about different bases or anything like that. Now, if you see a round circular shape that's three-dimensional, we know that that type of shape is automatically a sphere. In the given information, it says that the radius is 4, and that's all we need. Formula for surface area, if we're going to completely cover that sphere, we need 4 times pi r squared. Now, r is 4, and we're going to square that number. 4 squared is 16. So here's where you might want your calculator. If we try to combine like terms, 4 times 16 equals 64. And for now, we'll keep this in exact form with pi. 64 pi would be the number part of the answer. The label is centimeters squared. And then for volume, little trickier, but we're going to make this happen anyway. Volume is 4 times pi times r cubed. That's a 3 right there. There we go. All divided by 3. And again, we're going to want to keep pi in our answer and just try to simplify if possible. If we plug in 4 for our radius, 4 times pi times 4 to the third power. To evaluate 4 to the third power, you might have to just do 4 times 4 times 4 on your calculator, or we just did 4 squared was 16. You could multiply 16 times 4. Otherwise, there is a function on your calculator, that little arrow up button, it's kind of on the top right. You can hit 4 and then that button and 3. No matter how you do it, you should get 4 times pi, and then 4 cubed is 64. So make sure you can get that to equal 64, and you should be just fine. Now we're going to want to multiply the 4 in the 64 to get our numerator. 4 times 64 is 256. So that would be 256 pi over 3. And if you check that on your calculator, 3 doesn't go into 256 evenly, so we'll keep this fraction as our answer and then label with centimeters to the third power, or centimeters cubed. That would be the volume of that sphere. The rest of our lesson is going to be related to composition, which just means more than one figure at a time. It says find the volume of the composition of figures. Taking a look at this shape, we have a rectangular prism, or actually a square prism to be more specific. We have a square prism as the bottom part, and then the top part shares the same type of base, but it's a pyramid. So we have a square prism and a square pyramid. If we were going to try to fill this shape completely up, that would be finding the volume of both of them. So our plan will be just to find the volume of the prism first, And my iPad is going all over the place right now. Sorry. Plus, there we go. Volume of the pyramid. This is where your graphic organizer will be super helpful. You'll be able to access these formulas pretty quickly. For now, though, I'll walk you through them, but you do have access to these formulas in your notes as well. To find the volume of a prism, the formula is capital B times H. And remember, the base for the prism has to have two pairs of parallel sides. So I'm going to use my 8 times 8 as my base, and that's the square. Formula for area of a square is just side squared because both the numbers are the same. If we do 8 times 8, or 8 squared, we get the area of our base to equal 64. Now the height of the rectangular, or the square prism, I keep saying rectangular, the height of the square prism, remember, is the distance between the two bases. So that would be that 5 over here along the side. That's the height of the prism. Now to get volume then of that bottom half of this composition, we're going to take capital B just times H. So capital B, the area of the square was 64, times 5, which is the height, and that gives us a total area of 320. So we'll start with that. Now to get the pyramid, remember we have to kind of just modify our formula ever so slightly. That's where that 1/3 comes in, capital B times H. Now the base for the pyramid, if we take a look at this picture, I've already shaded that in. It's another square. So we're going to have the same formula that we did for the prism. So the base would be just 64. We're using the same number that we had on the left-hand side. But here's where things are a little different. The height of the pyramid isn't 5. Do you see that segment right at the top going down to the center of that square base is 6. That means the height for the pyramid is 6, not 5. But we have all that information there, and we know what a pyramid looks like. So if we plug that into our formula for volume, we're going to get 1/3 times 64 times 6. So if I multiply 64 times 6, just the two numbers that aren't in fraction form, I get 384. And then divide by 3, and 3 goes into 384 evenly. It's 128. Now that we know the individual components to our composition, to find the total volume, we're just going to add them together. So it's just kind of like doing two problems instead of one, and then adding those results. 320 plus 128. The volume of this composition is 448, and our label will be meters cubed. And that's a composition. Our next example is a different interpretation of composition. It says the cylinder has a hemisphere carved out of the left side of it. What is the volume of the figure? Well, if they're carving something out, that means that part is missing. So if you look at the picture, you can kind of see that dashed edge right here, and you've got that face, and that's just this whole region right in here. That part is actually missing from the entire cylinder. If we think about then a game plan to figure out the actual volume that's left over, what we'll have to do is take the volume, if it was the entire cylinder, and we know how to do that, but then we have to subtract out the volume of the hemisphere. So here's the thing, we haven't talked about hemisphere before, we only talked about a sphere at the beginning of the lesson. Well, a hemisphere is just half a sphere. And you can kind of tell by looking at it, I hope. So if we can figure out the volume of an entire sphere with the given information, we should be able to just cut it in half, and that would be the hemisphere. For a cylinder, our volume formula is pi r squared h. It looks like r is 3 units on the right, and h would be the distance between bases, which is 9. If we plug in what we know, that would be pi times 3 squared times 9. 3 squared is 9. 9 times 9 is 81. That means the volume of the entire cylinder on its own would be 81 pi. But then we have part of it missing, and that would be that hemisphere. So remember, a hemisphere is half of an entire sphere. The volume of a sphere is 4/3 pi r cubed. So if we take half of that, half of 4 pi r cubed over 3, the radius is still 3. It matches what the cylinder was. That's good. That's helpful. 1/2 times 4 pi 3 cubed over 3. Take a moment to carefully write that down. 1/2, so that means we're getting a hemisphere. 4 times pi times 3 cubed over 3. First things first, let's do 3 cubed. 3 times 3 times 3. That would give us 1/2 times 4 pi. 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. And then all over 3. Now 27 times 4 is 108. So that gives us 1/2, 108 pi over 3. So if we do 108 divided by 3 and then divided by 2, what do I have here? That would be, well, if we do 108 divided by 3, that's half and then 36 pi. There we go. Whoops, forgot the parenthesis on that. Okay, half of 36 pi, which would be 18 pi. Okay, wow, that's a lot. All right, so to get the volume of the figure, we have to remember to subtract the volume of the cylinder, which was 81 pi, minus the hemisphere, which is half of a sphere, and we got 18 pi for that. And that exact answer in terms of pi is 63 pi, and our label will be inches cubed. And that's where we'll stop for the video lesson. We'll go through the next example tomorrow.